Oh, what's good, my family? It's your boy DK, aka Smoothie Kid, aka Little Choppers, man, coming at y'all live in effect on this glorious Friday. It's the end of the week. Give yourself a pat on the back. Made it through this week. I hope you grinded it out. I hope you knocked out some goals. Hope you got to that bag you was trying to get to by the end of the week. And I hope that your weekend continues to be safe, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all got to be grateful today, stepping out their bed just for taking that breath of fresh air, being grateful, right? So we know we got to get straight into it, man. If you're new to this channel, this is the currency game. If you've been here, y'all already know what it is, man. We got to talk about that DXY. What is the DXY? That is the dollar, greenback, the money, everything that you use on a daily basis, man. That dollar, man. That dollar is very, very important when it comes to the world, when it comes to a global effect and the things that we consume, the things that we manufacture, the things that we need on a daily basis, man. It all starts with the currency game. So this is the end of the week. If you may not know what goes on in this market, it's a 24-hour game, 5 days. They say 5 days a week, but it's more so really like five and a half, really like 6 days low key because of the time frames. So this is the end of the week. This is the Friday outlook. I wanted to come on here real fast, man. Just give some hints and some clues on where I think we're heading as an economy over the next 2, 3 months. As you know, we're in the fall right now, but as fall, then we going straight into winter. So just to give a couple little, I feel like some tips and clues, insights on what's going on, especially with me, because I work inside the manufacturing world, which gives me, from my knowledge, that sort of kind of give me, I guess you could say, a on the ground type of experience, right? So first thing first, we're gonna jump into what we call fundamentals. Now, fundamentals in this game is a little different from the stock game. Whereas stock, you more so studying that particular company that you're investing in. In the currency game, it's a little different. We're talking about different economies as a whole, not just a particular company. Because without the economy, then you have no company, right? It's a domino effect. So when we're talking about the fundamentals, this is more so of things you can actually put your hand on. Like these are facts. Never mind what goes on behind the scene when it comes to manipulation. Just understand that once that particular, I like to call it stat fact, is presented, that is what the market is going to react off of. No matter how much they cook the books, whatever they do behind the scenes, once they present it as an official document, that is what the market is going to react off of. So when we're talking about fundamentals, most of the time, what we're talking about is different categories of an economy's health when it comes to what that economy is doing as far as growth, whether it's growing, whether it's declining, or whether it's at a sort of like it's just at a mediocre point where it's not growing, it's just stagnant. So one piece of, I guess you could say, one piece of strategy I like to use or a piece of information within my strategy is Bloomberg. Bloomberg is one set platform that I use when it comes to making sure I have confirmations to take a certain trade, or even not even in a sense to take a trade from an investment standpoint. You know what to stay away from, or you know what to get into. So I come here for just the rumor type situation when it comes to this game. Understand, right? It's just like in the streets. You got a confidential informant, somebody snitching everywhere you go. Every trap, don't matter what city you at, what state you at. We have confidential informants, right? This game is no different. when you have all these different financial institutions, right? Hundreds, thousands of people inside making decisions, doing what they do. You don't think certain information get out? So before, for instance, you have some stat facts that came out today at 9 o'clock. You don't think they're already whispering about what's going that official document around 7 o'clock? Hey, texting their buddies, doing whatever that they do. Say, hey man, move your money over here, slide your money over there. It ain't no different. So when you hearing this type of gossip or rumor, in contrast to like what we do on outside of this game on a daily basis, we on our on our phone, Facebook, Instagram, all these other different little outlets, right? That's gossip on what somebody is doing in their life. And ain't no money. It ain't got not one, I mean, not one iota of effect on the economy. So when we're talking about what you're seeing in these headlines on this particular platform is everything pertaining to the markets, everything pertaining to a dollar, or how's it going to affect the dollar, or what's going on in another country economy. So this is one form of the fundamentals that I like to use, or in a sense, you maybe should use to it for just that lingo that I talk about, understanding how they're thinking, understanding how the 1%, the 5%, how they're moving, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who, in a sense, is controlling this market. It's like they playing chess, and you, me, we're the pawns on the chessboard. So understanding how they move, like I say, it's sort of like we just a surfer. We 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 ride behind the wheel. We can't control nothing. We don't control anything. Pretty much, probably not going to, in a sense, outthink them. Just want to, in a sense, think like them. If that makes sense. Using your own life experience to go along with their lingo puts you in a position to make some gains as well. Using your leverage on however much money you feel safe with investing, trading, however you want to categorize it. But understand these type of headlines is what I look for on the daily. Just certain little headlines that might just give me clues on what I'm going to actually use to make a decision on a trade, and those are the stat facts. Let's take a look to the stat facts, which is another form of confirmation. These are what moves these markets at the end of the day. So I have this one platform that I use that's called Forex Factory. And it basically gives you, you can go and Google it yourself and it'll lead you to an official sure website where you can actually look at this data and confirm what you see on this screen. These are the stat facts that I was talking about. As you see over here in this left corner, it says currency, right? Currency, you have the yen, you have the Canadian dollar, and then you have our dollar. Right beside it, you see these red folders. Red folders is basically like the impact that this particular category or stat fact for that particular currency will have on the markets. So it fluctuates weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, annually. It just depends on, what's, the date or whatever. So these are the stat facts that we're using, and it fluctuates currency to currency. The severity is told through the highlight of the folder where you have yellow, you have green, you have red, red being the highest impact. Us being a trader, that is all we focus on. Everything else, none of that other stuff matters. We only focus in on the red because this is what's going to immediately affect the markets. Now you can go and look at the green, look at the yellow, which will, in a sense, it's a good starting point, but it's a such thing as information overload. So you don't want to overload yourself with too much information in this game because you allow yourself to overthink. So think about it in a, like for instance, when you looking at the weather and you're looking at some rain or whatever the case may be, and you got red being, thunderstorm or tornado, yellow being mediocre, and green just light rain. So same effect. these folders. And if you pay attention to the right-hand side, it give you a detail about what this particular folder has, right? It tells you the source, Bank of Japan. It gives you a keynote, why traders such as myself, why we care about this. And it tell you the, like, I guess you could say the official definition or name for this particular stat fact. This is something you can actually take yourself and go in, put into Google or whatnot, and you can confirm that these stats are correct. But these stats are what's going to impact the market. This is what we as individual traders and investors are using as another form of our confirmation before we take a trade, or in a sense, just getting an insight, an outlook on a particular country's currency. This particular currency right here, the Canadian dollar. Today, we had GDP. Now, just anybody that knows anything about, the business side of an economy or just overall, basic information, knowing how a country is or in a percent, not even just a country, knowing how that particular country economy health is doing, whether it's growing or not. GDP is a measurement of that. And if you can see right here, it says why trades carry is the broadest measure of economic activity and the primary gauge of the economy's health. So that type of particular data is something that not only is going to impact the markets, but it's going to impact you, us, you know, our families. This is a domino effect. If our economy is growing, that's good. People are starting businesses are thriving, or the economy is not growing, then that's like signs of, okay, well, we're not growing, signs of other other things that may need to, be considered or cause for concern, meaning that we're not growing, we're going backwards. So this particular stat says green, right? Forecast 0.0 came out of 0.1. To you, you might think like, man, that ain't nothing. In this game, 1 to 3% will literally change the whole trajectory of an economy's health or currency valuation. But at the end of the day, this is what we're doing. The currency is pegged against another currency. It is an ongoing tug of war. It is a seesaw effect daily. So these stat facts are what we're going to, in a sense, use as well in a fundamental sense to make our trade, to get a shape of the country and what's to look for. So some tips that I do want to give out, I think going into these next 3 months, right? From, me, just my experience in this market now and just going forward, we have a key interest rate decision coming out, right? And just the way that the economy has been going, um, the way the bounce back as well that we have, you know, the bounce back that we have been experiencing ever since the pandemic, the lows and everything that was going on. Going forward, right? November the 2nd is just this date up here. Is going to be key. This is a day you want to pay attention to going forward into the wintertime. Now I know you probably like, man, we don't know what this means, but it's basically the interest rate decision. You know, this is going to either this is going to determine a lot of things, especially us in our day-to-day lives. We already been experiencing high inflation. We all know that price of everything has skyrocketed. Well, this decision is going to let us know if it's going to continue to skyrocket, if the supply of certain things is going to dry up. Me being a Mississippi boy, I just seen on the news last night, I was watching and it was showing how the Mississippi River is, in a sense, kind of it's in a drought right now. So it's drying up in certain key areas that we need that agriculture to get out. And I heard one of the guys that was on the, representative of the water company, I suppose, that manages the river. And he was like, these are unprecedented times. That the Mississippi River makes up about 40% of the world's agriculture. So it ain't no question if that can go down, it can't go down. You know what I'm saying? Like that is the main one of the main um I guess you could say like highways or how our commerce get out in the agriculture world. You know, so not only are we having to experience higher interest rates, which means the price of things are going to continue to go up because they're trying to slow the economy down. You also have to worry about natural disasters or naturals as well. So, being aware of this type of information will put you in a situation where you're not overspending, right? You're not buying things that's unnecessary. Or maybe you're not taking that vacation because you want to make sure that you have X amount of leverage or X amount of liquidity just in case XYZ happens because you never know what's around the corner. You just can't plan for the unplanned. But being aware. So if you do go out and you spend the extra money or you do go out on vacation, but okay, well, I got this, that, and the third going on, I can take that hit. But what I'm possibly seeing, right, with the interest rate decision coming up, if they up this interest rate to where they talking about right here on Bloomberg, they talking about 5%. That's a 75-point hike, right, in this world. Um, this could send the dollar back to these highs up here. Understand this is a domino effect. What's going to happen here, right, with the dollar possibly increasing in valuation? This is going to cause a monopoly effect where it's going to have an effect on other countries' currencies. Understand they're going against each other. It is an ongoing tug of war each day, each week, each year. So what's going to happen is understand, right? We are a heavily outsourced country. So that's going to put a lot of strain on the supply and demand game when it comes to um that fluctuation or that dominance that the dollar is probably going to have over the market. That's going to cause things that we consume, things that we need in a sense to, you know, be mobilized. It's going to cause those things to be more expensive because it's the purchasing power of those countries are going to be weakened due to the increase of the valuation in the dollar all over these interest rates decisions. Understand nothing is for nothing. Is all a game. And understanding this game with this knowledge of the currency game and what they're doing when they make these decisions is not just, some bypass news. This type of news affects your life, but it also sets you up for the investments because understand in this world, it is a, you know, capitalistic society. Someone's loss is someone else's gain. So maybe certain valuations going down in certain countries, but that set up probably cheaper prices abroad for you to get a certain product or a certain service cheaper than what you've been getting because right now our dollar would be more, you know, we'll have more purchasing power with our dollar if you're in that situation. But think about the people that's in your family, right? That's on fixed income. You know what I'm saying? the have-nots. Increases, more inflation affects them. So you have to think about it in, like I say, in a not just a global sense, but just in a overall, you know, business-minded type of situation, because that's all it is business. But this business, this game, these currencies affect everything. So I feel like, yo, over these next few months, just be aware of what's going on when you see these different headlines that you probably see on. You might, I don't know, you might do Fox, CNN, and all these other. I come to Bloomberg because this is not free. You see these headlines, you can't just click on it. You get one free click a day. After that, you got to subscribe. And the subscription is $35 a month. Man, that's higher than Netflix, Stars, and Hulu put together. Now, think about it. Those three outlets that I just talked about, you know, those are entertainment apps. You put no money in your pocket. This information to me, just think about it in a logical standpoint. The information is so pertinent that they charging you $35 a month to have access to it. That's how pertinent it is or paramount. So, this is just not no flyby type of game. You have to have these different confirmations. I take the rumors, the fundamentals, the stat facts, and then boom, this is after the stats come out, this is where these candlesticks come in play. If you don't know what these is, this is called candlesticks. This is the technical side of investing. This is the technical side of trading. You know, this is not a stock. This is that dollar that's in your pocket is how much weight it holds to the global world. And you can say, you can say all you want about, it's a dollar not backed by anything, it's a fiat currency, but you have to understand monetary system as a whole. You know, ain't too many countries' currencies backed by anything. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really do your due diligence when you're studying everything when it comes to, what's going on out here in this monetary world, capitalist world. So I just wanted to come on here, man, and give y'all some real insight. Not just so much of technicals, because I know, maybe you still fresh and you trying to get there. So, but understanding what's going to affect us in a more realistic way is key. This is why I'm here to expose y'all to this game. So you can do your homework, you can study up and, see for yourself, study for yourself. But overall, man, this is a good week, man. Caught some nice moves. Currently in this move right here, Euro USD, out this little structure right here. I'm expecting the dollar to come on up out that situation. Going into next week, man, it's gonna be a real key week. And I'm sure more than likely the market is expecting this rate hike in the current in the interest rate game that's going to continue to send the dollar up from what I'm predicting. And, that's just going to be a seesaw effect. So going into next week, I'm gonna hold this trade and I'm gonna be looking for the pounce. Hopefully you don't see too much of a crazy reaction next week. They do a little fake pump and dump. I can see that happening. They try to, act like they gonna move up or in the end, tank the market. That's just the game. But we caught some nice moves, man. The Euro USD was a nice move. These forecasts and USD ZAR was crazy. Nice, crazy move, man. You don't know, I'm a structured type of guy, I like to ride the backs, man. I ain't got time for all that. Always you know, it did this, broke the structure, and I'm not the ABC type guy. I'm just see what they see. They put all these different things out there for you to confuse you. All these different indicators, all these different strategies, you know. they put a lot out there. That's why I say is, you don't want to overload yourself because you can get so much information that it becomes too complex. You gotta think about it, right? You was worth billions, or you worth, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars. You created this game um of cat and mouse. Why would you make it why would I make it so complex that I don't understand it myself? Why would I make it hard when I know I'm trying to make sure that I keep an understanding of it as well as the next generation behind me. But smoke and mirrors is real. You see it in your everyday life with the people that you have in contact with, and then you see it right here in this game. I show you one thing, but doing something else behind what I'm showing you. So, um, yeah, we have some nice moves. This off the reaction right here, this is where we got the entry right here. Boom, we caught about 250 P's, secured. And then you come back and, actual news, since, people selling off gold or Euro GBP. It was a cool little move too as well. Caught a nice reaction, about 20 pips for the drop back down. So we can't complain. And got some crazy moves this week, man. But yeah, you know, I'm a whale rider. I ain't got time to be, what I'm saying, doing all that. You know, it's not for me. I guess I could say it's simple now because I've been in this game for 3 years, but well, full 2 years. You know, but I still, mistakes like this. I was in this trade, right? So I'm looking at boom, boom, boom. I got my stop loss up here. Because if you can pay attention, right, you just see here is just, pressure, selling pressure. It's just selling, selling, selling. Then you get the structure that I'm looking for. It's still selling. And then we're gonna act like we coming back up. We got people that's in position here. They probably trailing stop losses and whatnot. So we come back up here, feel like we're gonna take out these highs, and then boom, we set it back down. Then with the expansion of the dollar, probably continue to see pressure. But I got out of the trade as an L, and as you can see, it would at least got back to break even. This was a nice move on CAD JPY. Nice, nice move, man. 97 P's. I'm talking. These are no drawdown type moves, man. This is one I'm forecasting, but I don't think we can use this. We can, um, Bitcoin. Oh man, this could be that would have been a nice going into the weekend. Let's see Bitcoin get back down to that 19,000 area. One thing I could say, hey, with all the fluctuation, the dollar been, all the pressure the dollar been putting on things, like she been holding this structure, man. I gotta give it to her. She been really making me a believer. She been holding up, man. I'm talking about she done bounced off this structure beaucoup times. So feel like, man, I don't know. Bitcoin here to stay, for real. That it should have been broke. For real, for real. Ethereum been holding up too as well. You know, we're gonna continue to see what happens over these next couple of years. Lord say the same. We still be here to see it. We be here to see it, man. These are your indices your stock game right here. Um, they're making their runs, man. They rebound. You got 401k contributions Your portfolio might be looking a little right now, depending on where y'all got your money stashed away at. But overall, man, it was a great week. Friday market route, man. I just wanted to let y'all know we got some key news going on next week with these interest rates decision. Be aware if you're a business owner, if you're an investor, or you're looking to invest, or just you just overall want to be aware of your surroundings. Pay attention to November the 2nd, man. Pay attention to the news. I'm gonna do a video as well. I'm gonna go live on my channel. But we're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about it. But until then, man, I appreciate y'all for jumping on here. I appreciate y'all for checking in, man. Hope y'all get out there and enjoy y'all weekend, man. Be safe out there. It's your boy,